Hello you! If you want to play Shakes and Fidget, like on the newest server World 59 International or the following servers, and you want to play free to play, so you don't want to buy mushrooms, but still you want to get the good afford, the good progress on your char, and you don't know if you maybe did some mistakes because other people became higher in their level, then you should watch this video. I will give you a guide with all important information you need. For this, I will shut down my cam, but you will see a code appearing here. This code is for the server start World 59 International, so just type it in as coupon. I will show you later where you can do it, and then you gain a good start for the server, because you can gain 50% mount, potion of life and 59 mushrooms, but you have to be under level 20, and you just can use one this code. So if you use another creator code, you cannot use it on your account anymore, but feel free to use my code to support me. Thanks for it, and now have fun with the guide. Shakes and Fidget is a very complex game. It's based on a lot of mathematics. So the most important thing for you to consider as free-to-play player is to be patient and to have the condition to do a daily routine every day, every night for weeks, months and years, to have success with your char. On the server like World 59 International, which will start officially, as I said, you can maybe get a very good position in the Hall of Fame if you are conditioned enough to play for several years. So good luck with it, and use my advice as well. So let's start. I will not talk about the class actually, because it doesn't matter which class you have. If you do this, if you have your routine, the gameplay for years, then the class does not really matter anymore. In the late game, the fights are very fast. And yeah, of course I could recommend you, for example, the Warrior for PvP, because it's the oldest class, it's balanced, one of the only balanced classes together with Scout and Mage. Scout can be picked as well, because you have a little favor in the dungeons and in the mid game. You could actually go for the Battle Mage or Berserk, because of the newer classes. They are most recommended for free-to-play. Berserker in case of dungeons, and Battle Mage in case of PvP. Bards and Druids are, well, not finished, I would say. And Assassin is a little bit harder, because you need 2 weapons, which is hard enough for pay-to-win player. That's why you shouldn't choose those classes. But it doesn't matter, as well as the race. It does not really matter what you choose, because other things are more important to do so. We will have a look about the char, and what I recommend you here is to care about your skills. So basically you do nothing wrong with 50% skill rate of your main attribute, which can be dexterity, strength or intelligence. You always see which is your main attribute in case of where the damage stands, or Schaden in German, and condition. Yeah, maybe I would go for 55%, 45. I'm actually a little bit higher here, almost 66%, but I will get Constitution now. I will skill Constitution now to at least have it on 20,000. And you need a scrapbook in the beginning, on the first day of a new server or new char. Just get to level 10 as quick as possible. It's easy to go so on the newer server on the first day, because you have a lot of events, you have more XP, more gold, whatsoever. And then, if you reach level 10, then go the first time to the magic shop. Don't go to the magic shop before, because the shop gives you items. It renders items in the moment you first click on the shop on the day. That means if you click on it with level 1, you will get items based on level 1. If you click on it with level 10, you will get items based on your level 10. So the items are stronger, they may cost more, and for example, you can find the scrapbook in the first day if you're lucky. The scrapbook costs 25 gold, but you really need it as soon as possible. Always keep your gold a little bit at the start, because if you get a scrapbook, then you should, of course, use it and try to fill it. The mechanics of the scrapbooks are you fight against somebody, and you will collect his items on your scrapbook. Yeah, and your goal should be to reach at least 1,000 items. I will tell you after why 1,000 items are highly recommended. So then we have a look at the tavern. The tavern is actually a very important feature for having a good progress on your char. It's the oldest and clearest feature. It's the quests. Yeah, you find quests here. You should go for the quest with the best experience per time. That's the best tactic. You go with a new char, with a free-to-play char, as long as you reach a very high level. After a level of 400, 450 or 500, you may change to gold rate, but until then you should go for XP, even as free-to-play player. Then you will see some other things like night guard. Always, if you're a city guard, always go for it. If you know that you cannot be online for several time or cannot do task quests at least, and yeah, the gold you get here is not that much in comparison to other features, but it's a good help. For example, if you have the scrapbook in your shop but you don't have enough gold, then just go for it, take it, and be sure if you know that there's a gold event coming. Make sure you make you open up your city guard that it will stop as short as possible on the first day of the gold event and then the other following days, because you will always get the 5 times gold then in that meaning. As well, you get access to the gambler. The gambler will change, will start like this. You shouldn't go for it, to be honest, and it will change to the dice player if you have made some conditions, if you reached some things. So if you reached it, you need to be 105, you need to have the underworld, and then it's highly recommended to use it. You can roll 10 times per day, and you have like 1 hour, or you have like 1 hour, to have another free roll. Or you can use quicksand hourglasses in case you have enough and you don't need them. You can use them to roll. You get a lot of good resources in that case. You can do it 10 times per day. You get access to the toilet as well. You need to reach level 100. Then you can find toilet keys in the quest. Maybe try to collect the first toilet keys you get, because they have a worth of 25,000 gold. With that level, this kind of gold can be very helpful to buy new items or to get good progress on your skills. But yeah, as higher your level rises, you should go for the toilet then and try to put items down. Normal items give you 25 mana, or epics can give you 50 mana, gems give you 30 mana. So goal is to fill your mana. You will start with like 150 needed mana, and I think with aura or level 18 it goes to 1000, and then it keeps 1000. As higher your aura goes, as better your items can be. You gain from the shop, for example. The arena gives you the possibility to fight randomly. You should try to make your 10 daily fights, because you gain XP for each one fight in the arena. But of course, make sure if you lose, you have a timer, unless you don't want to spend mushrooms, but it's not that quite recommended. And with level 105, you can start the arena manager. The arena manager is a topic you can find more information about on YouTube or in the Shakes and Fidget Discord, which I didn't mention yet. I will just do it right now. Shakes and Fidget Discord you can find here on your help button, and there it is, Discord, and just click on it and you will get leaded to this. You can actually ask everything there. People are always online to help you, and for example, you get more information about codes whatsoever, like the code you just see in this video, which is my code, and you can fill it here. You press on the plus and you go for vouchers or coupon codes. You fill in your code, and then you go for enter, and then you get like whatever it is, like my code. Yeah. So of course it doesn't work because it has to be on Word 59 International. And let's go further. So we talked about the shops yet. Of course, it's important to have a look at it. Sometimes if you have enough gold, you can buy items you don't need because you will get other items behind it. And maybe you're lucky, especially if you look for potions. It can be helpful. But of course, it takes a lot of gold. So you always have to calculate if it's worth or if it's not worth. And maybe one word about the magic shop. If you're a free-to-play player, of course, it's hard sometimes to get dungeons going. But if you're like heading through the first 5-6 dungeons here, if you're like level 80 and you have found all the keys, yeah, which you basically can find with quests and 2 via shop. Yeah, informations about this you can find in the Discord as well. Then sometimes it's maybe possible for you to beat more dungeons in a row. And in that case, it's sometimes useful to keep potions. So if you have like one big potion, good potion of your main attribute, you can keep it until you find the second one, or third even. And if you have all together, then you go through the dungeons. So you're stronger and you can beat them better, faster. So you're more efficient and you get more XP in a short amount of time. So sometimes it's important to buy potions but not instantly use them. Yeah. And there are 3 kinds of potions, as you can see. The small potions you can find at the start. Then there are medium potions you can find from level 15 on, I think. And with level, actually I think it's 34, but it's very rare then. And with 36, the chance to find big potions is better. And yeah, just have a look at the color. We always use the right color. There are additional features which you can use as free-to-play player in a weapon shop, like the blacksmith. Yeah, but the blacksmith for you, for example, here's a feature you will not be able to use. Like changing look of epics. Change look is just doing possible for mushrooms, or swap runes is just possible for mushrooms. What you can do is upgrade and dismantling. So you can dismantle items to gain other resources, metal and crystals. And these items you can use to upgrade your items. It can be useful to do so, but you have to consider that you shouldn't upgrade weapons, because mostly if you put them in the toilet, you cannot, or you want to dismantle them anymore, you cannot get your resources back. So sometimes for other items, like I think this, for example, I can get my items back. Yeah, even though I put it in I would put it in the toilet, for example. So but of course, it will take time to get enough resources to really make a difference. And you should use an item which you will keep for a long while. Yeah. So maybe this feature, it starts with level when you get level 90. But I think until you really use the blacksmith, it takes a longer time. But always try to get the resources. And as I said, if you are able to have the dice gambler, you can find those items as well. And there are often events which makes you find those items in quests. So always make sure to have quests without items in the quest if you want to get resources. The magic shop has a second option which starts with level 66, the witch. The witch needs items in her, I don't know what to call it, but she puts it in and she cooks a little. She does a magic trick, yeah. And you can buy those enchantments for your items. So if you have a new item, you can look if you can buy an enchantment. Important enchantments are enchantment for weapons, Sword of Vengeance, Shadow of the Cowboy, but the Grave Robber Sprayer, Mario's Beard, yeah, Mario's Beard, and Adventure's Archaeological Aura. Thirsty Wanderer is not really important for you as free-to-play player, but those 5 you should actually buy once you have a new item. Don't forget about it. Yeah, if you change your weapon, for example, don't forget to enchant it. It's 5% more damage while you do critical hits, so of course you should go for it. Then we have the stable. The stable in the first case looks like this. You have a griffin, or you have a raptor. No, I mean you have a griffin dragon, or you have a normal dragon, and you have a raptor or a tiger. It depends on the race you choose. And mostly you come good enough with being the tiger. Tiger costs 1 mushroom. As you should know, you get the first quest per day. You get the mushroom, and for example, you can find more mushroom in quests, so you will always be possible to afford the tiger. What you can consider is to change the Griffin Dragon in case of you have like events, multiple events, and you have enough mushrooms. Go for the Griffin Dragon and get the extra amount on XP and gold. But always reconsider. The second feature in the stable is the pets. The pets will start from level 75 on. You will find a pet nest in your quests, and then you can collect pets. You have to do pet fights. Always do your fights in the Hall of Fame. Collect fruits, make your pets stronger. It's like feeding animals to make them stronger. Yeah, or kind of Pokemon levels, yeah. But there are several guides for pets on the Shakes and Fidget Discord or on YouTube, which can give you the best overview about which way to fight and collect pets is the most efficient. So that you need the least amount on fruits to have the best possible result. And the pets are very interesting because even as free-to-play player, you can be very high in the Hall of Fame for pets, which exists. Okay, on this server it's not a good example, but you can have a lot of higher ranks in the pet rank as you have in the hero rank list as free-to-play player. So pets can be very exciting for free-to-play player, and you can do everything here actually without spending mushrooms, which is pretty nice. So of course you have a dungeon map, you have a normal dungeon map, light dungeon, you have to find keys in quests, you have a total overview, as I said, in a Discord or on a forum, and by doing or beating dungeons you will get access to new dungeons, or in case of higher levels you will find more keys in the fortress, which we'll have a look soon. And yeah, at the moment you find you beat the first 90 dungeons, you will get access to the Shadow World as well. You have like the Twister, which is a very interesting dungeon for free-to-play player. If you reach it, you can use the Twister on a Witch Dance event to gain a lot of gold, which I recommend to you. So if you have the Twister and you didn't do Twister dungeons, wait for the Witch event, because every item you get from Twister, and mostly you get an item, will give you the double amount of gold, and then you can really get good gold to skill up. And it's good to wait with the Twister, because if you do a Twister dungeon and you beat it and you have like above 90% of your life, you don't have to use a mushroom to go further. So if you wait a little bit, you can do like 20-30 dungeon runs at once, which gives you, of course, a higher boost in that case. Yeah. And several other dungeons are here as well, connected. You have to know about, you have comrades until you reach, or from the moment on you reach the Shadow World, you get those comrades. So you can use the comrades to go easier through the Shadow World dungeons. And so what you have to know about the comrades as well is they will get better from each level, you don't have to skill them. So if you skill your main attribute, your comrade will have a higher main attribute as well. So like we have like here 30,002 strength on bird because it's a warrior. 30,002 is my main attribute. I do it for 3 and it will okay, now it's now it's updated. Yeah. So they will get stronger even though they don't have items. But if you change an item and you cannot for example, you throw something in the toilet or you beat a dungeon and you have an item which you cannot use on your main char, maybe you can use it on your comrades and make them stronger. And that's actually all. So if you do good progress on your char, your comrades will have a progress as well, and so you will automatically be able to beat more dungeons in the Shadow World over the time. But it will take some time, I can promise you. So, and we already talked about the fortress. The fortress is a interesting game feature because it gives you more resources which are not mushroom connected. Actually, the aim is to build up a good fortress. The most important buildings are the fortress, for example, the gem mine, academy, treasury, and well, at least those are the most important. The Night Hall, Hall of Knights. Those are the most important features for your own char. The other buildings just have a feature within the fortress, and there are several guides as well on YouTube and several guides on the Shakes and Fidget Discord. But the most important thing I recommend you is to do the part protection tactic, or in German Teilschutz tactic. So just ask for it. It means you don't build up on your new server, you don't build up your defense buildings and defense soldiers, because you can get attacked, but you don't lose a lot of resources. But if other people don't have defense, you don't need to spend a lot of soldiers to raid them to get more resources. The attacker gets a lot of resources, but the defender doesn't lose. That's the part protection. That's pretty nice. And then you should try to upgrade your fortress as fast as possible to level 15 to get the Hall of Knights for level 15. The gem mine has the aim or goal to get to level 10. If you get the gem mine to level 10, you can find the Heart of Underworld in case you beat the first 90 dungeons. But I think mostly beating the first 90 dungeons gets faster than building up the buildings in Fortress. I'm not sure if as free-to-play player it might be different, but make sure to have a look about it and then go up with the other buildings. It's not really important as free-to-play which building comes first, but after a long time it should look like this. Fortress level 20 is the maximum. You have to know like the Dice Gambler or like the Wheel of Fortune. You can win resources, and the amount of resources, for example, for stones and wood, depends on the level of your fortress. So as higher your fortress level is, as higher you will get the reward for wood and stone in that case. So it makes sense to upgrade the fortress as soon as possible. If you have achieved the underworld is like the same as a fortress. You have new resources, the souls. You have some buildings which will have effect to your char, like the gladiator trainer, which gives extra damage, and the gold pit, which gives you extra gold, and the time adventure-matic. Those buildings affect your own char. The other buildings just affect the underworld itself. Lure hero is a function you have to use as free-to-play player. Maybe like after a few years you don't have to do it anymore. But at the server start, it makes sense to have a look at people in the Hall of Fame. So if you find people without weapon in the Hall of Fame, make them your friend, Put them in your friend list. And if you have them in your friend list, you can actually always lure them into the underworld. And people without weapon are always easier to beat. in the underworld to get more souls. Yeah, of course, you have your own units, you have to compare the values and you have to try it out. But luring people or heroes in the underworld without weapons who have a high level is the most recommended thing to do. So sometimes on a new server you can even ask people in your guild, they give you names and so on and so on. And now we finally achieved the guild. The guild is maybe or in connection with the tavern, the most important feature to get XP and gold. Yeah, of course, being in a good guild is recommended. How can you find a good guild? You can use a guild finder, or you can use the Discord to get in contact with other players. And well, what is really important? Maybe at the start, as I said, you get like mushrooms by coupon codes. It's really important to use those mushrooms for upgrades. You can upgrade your skills for treasure and instructor, so XP and gold, to level 5 without using mushrooms. And then you have to use 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 mushrooms to get to level 10. So the best thing is that everybody in the guild has at least level 10. This is the maximum a guild can achieve by 50 people. You have like extra bonus on gold and XP. And then over the time, if all the people in the guild progress, you can do raids together. So it's important to be active, to take part in those raids or even in attacks because you get experience. But for the raids, you need to beat the first 50 raids to get 2% extra bonus per raid. So that makes 200% in total. And that makes like, we have a look at the quest. And we see that this amount of XP is 200% included the bonus for instructor. 200% is the highest bonus for experience per quest. You get the scrapbook can give you till 100%, and then you have like 10% for runes and 10% because of that enchantment. Yeah, runes are actually connected to the arena manager, but I recommend you in questions to have a look at Shakes and Fidget Discord, for example, to understand how this arena manager and getting the runes work. Of course, until you reach a specific amount of runes, you can be able to find items with those runes, which gives you those kind of bonus. But I think it's not easy to get the right items in the right time with the right rune as free-to-play player, so I don't have the focus on that feature. But as I said, it's like 10%, yeah, at maximum, but 200% bonus you can get for the guild. And with gold, it's the same. Okay, you have 200% for gold, 100% for the tower. Tower is a specific dungeon, light dungeon, you can use with your comrades. And until you beat the first 90 dungeons, and then you have like 100 floors, and each floor gives you 1% extra gold bonus. So okay, you get 50% for runes and 10% for this enchantment. So in that case, runes are little bit more worth, so you should perhaps try to go for gold rune more than for XP rune, but I just think about it. I'm not sure if it's really better, or it depends on your level. So if you don't go for XP quest anymore, it's better to go for gold runes anyway with a high level. But in the first or like with level 200, it doesn't make really sense to go just for XP. I think you can go for gold as well if you have the possibility, and still 200% is the highest amount the guild gives you. So the guild is really, really important in that case. Other things you have to do in the guild, for example, is take part on defense. You have to check your night hall in the fortress, because higher fortress, higher night hall in total gives everybody the chance to find better gem in a gem mine. Yeah? Gems are really important to have a good progress on your char, so it's important to play the Night Hall. And by the way, as higher your gem mine level gets, as higher the gems can be, at least until level 40. It's really good to do so, that the rest levels don't make such difference anymore, but it takes a lot of time to get to gem mine high level. I know what I talk about. So just make sure to have your upgrades and your Night Hall, and go for the guild pet. The guild pet is a feature which is actually worth to use mushrooms too. So you always see what kind of pet level is the average, and what do you have to spend to get through this average level. And if you have the resources, go for it. I mean, it's really important that everybody does in a guild. So you personally, you don't have that much effect on the guild pet, but all people together can have a good impact on the guild pets. So the Hydra should have a lot of hats in the best case, because you don't see it because I already reached it here. Maybe I can have a look at another server I did not play today. Yeah, like this server, I'm not active anymore. So we just go. We see the confidential secret mission of the day. And the mission here is random. So I here have to defeat a hero in Underworld. It can say like win pet fights or win arena fights or use the Wheel of Fortune 10 times or whatever. It can be everything, but you get XP. And the amount of XP is connected to the guild pet. So as higher the level is, you can get more XP. And okay, it's just once XP per day, but as free-to-play player, even though as pay-to-win player, in the late game, it's really important. I mean, it can be like... so I think on my main char, it's possible to... here, on this server, I have to upgrade the guild pet. Come on. Yes. I get like 30 or 40 million, which is really good, yeah. And this each day, so it's important to go so. And that's actually all the important things I want to tell about the guild. So mail program is not that important. Of course, you can use mails to write, but it's not has nothing to do with free-to-play. The friend list can be exciting for free-to-play players in the case of Underworld, for example, or several other things. And of course, you can save your fights. But the more interesting part is the to-do list. You get to the to-do list by clicking on mail again, and you see what do you have to do. So I know, okay, I have to throw something in the toilet on server 7, and then, oops, it's checked, yeah. I have enchantments, okay, I can collect resources, I can collect thirst by the Adventure-matic. Yeah, that's a good thing to show. So in case you missed, maybe, maybe I show you on this server, yeah. In case you missed to do your quest. For example, on this server I play free-to-play, but I just play one quest per day sometimes, yeah. So I just skip, get my daily mushroom, and then sometimes I'm not going or not able to play thirst anymore. And then the Adventure-matic keeps thirst, so you can collect and get XP and gold, and make sure to understand that this Adventure-matic will not save any boni in terms of events or what else. So it just gives you the basic amount of gold or experience you would have get per day per alu, and of course it's not efficient, so you cannot choose about the best quests. So this Adventure-matic is not the best way to progress, but it is at least able gives you the opportunity to not lose everything if you couldn't play. for example. Yeah. So make sure to have an eye on the Adventure-matic from the Underworld. So I already said that the Hall of Fame can be interesting for you to see what happens, but there are some other Hall of Fames which are, they don't show that much, but of course here in this case I'm in the Fortress Hall of Fame higher, but it doesn't really mean anything, so you have to decide if it's important for you or not. And then we have a look at Dr. Abavuvu. Dr. Abavuvu, Wheel of Fortune. You will have it on the start, but it will look a little bit different because it will change. When you got to the Underworld and got the pets, then you will be able to find the Wheel of Fortune 2.0, which looks like this. Before you have a normal Wheel of Fortune, and in both cases you can use lucky coins. And then again, you have the possibility to gain lucky coins by using watching advertisements. Sometimes it's working better, sometimes not. Sometimes it's better via app. I think via Steam it can work pretty well. But sometimes there are events or coupon codes which grants you lucky coins. So make sure to not miss this information. And this information can be found, for example, in the Shakes of the Fidget Discord or in one of the content creator videos, just as mine. And the second thing about Dr. Abavuvu is something I should have maybe said in the beginning, but I wanted to go like from the top to the downside. And it's a daily login bonus. A daily login bonus has been implemented in 2020, and it gives there are like 12 calendars with different things you can gain daily, and each 20 days you can get a level up for free. So it's important for you to be active each day. It's important for you to claim the daily login bonus each day. So it doesn't count really long if you do not claim it. You have to claim it to be sure, and then you get a level up for free each 20 days, which is really, 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 really important for free-to-play player. If you reach a higher level, you will get to know what I'm talking about. As you see, like I'm not sure with which level, but you need like 1.5 billions of experience, which is so much to gain. As free-to-play player, it's really hard. And sometimes you get good potions or mushrooms, gold. It's really, really good. So, and if you miss the daily login, you can click on Dr. Abavu and you will see it again. But normally, if you start a server, it should appear automatically, as it did before when we changed the server. So in total, we went through everything here. I think there are other things I could talk about, but it's really hard to get all in mind. Like maybe in the Fortress, the Treasury has a secret storage. So if you are low on resources, make sure to have a look on the secret storage. But because the resources you gained in quests during an event, for example, if there's an event where you can get stones or wood, for example, it will keep those amounts in the secret storage, and so you can put it in your normal storage, and then you may have the chance to go for another upgrade. This is something I could say, and of course you will be able to collect mushrooms over the time, and it's always like the question, in what area should you use the mushrooms? And I think, like, as I said, guild upgrades, guild pets should be upgraded as fast as possible. If you did it, you always can, of course, try to go for dungeons or try to use it for better items to go through dungeons. You can use it to change the pet, and can use it to fill your scrapbook. or to go through more of this. For example, if you need more resources, yeah, from Dr. Ababu, but you don't have lucky coins, you can of course try to go with mushrooms, but always keep in mind here you have a choose, the possibility to choose, and a lot of other features you don't have the possibility to choose, and that's why you cannot really be advised. It depends on the situation. It depends on what do you want to do, what do you want to achieve, and yeah, it can be different every day, every night, as I said. So just try to do all the stuff with your char or chars if you have more every time, and then have a look about this char about some years. I'm not able to do so. I don't have the time. That's why I need mushrooms. But yeah, maybe I would really look forward to, for play games, really to deploy a server which can be played free to play, at least for several time, so that people can really compete, yeah, on a server, but don't take free to play on a normal server in a way of kind of competition. Just see it long term and have fun with your charts and your achievements. There are a lot of things to achieve. There are a lot of special events coming every time, like Legendary Dungeon, Elevator, which can give even free-to-play player good favors, yeah, and just have fun and try to be active in a guild. I mean, it's really not working in each guild, and many guilds have problems, so just try to make everything possible from your side to have a good life in Shakes and Fidget. And I wish you the best. And if you have questions, or if you think that I maybe forget a decent thing, I'm thinking about what could I maybe forget, but yeah, it's like the video is done and then you see, yeah, this and this and this. Just write it down in comments and we can talk about. And don't forget to use my code if you didn't see it yet. Have fun on World 59 or each other server you want to start. And thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for playing Shakes and Fidget, because content creators like me couldn't exist without the community. And you're basically the community. And yeah, if you like this, feel free to give a thumbs up. Hasta vista, baby. Ciao. Bye.